Greetings and welcome to ruralvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith, and today I'd like to show you a property I've got in New Mexico. So I'm on the map search of ruralvacantland.com, and let's zoom in. This one is in the center of the state. It's about as close to the center of the state as you can get. It's north of Las Cruces, north of El Paso, south of Albuquerque, closer to Alamogordo than most any of them, but Tularosa is the little town that's the closest. Now, let's zoom out a little bit. So down here, this green is a beautiful park called White Sands National Monument, and also San Andreas National Wildlife Refuge. I've never looked that one up, but White Sands looks like a fun one. Maybe while I'm here I could... it doesn't work. Maybe it does work. It doesn't help. But so this gray area here is government land. So you're right next to the government land, and it's a missile range, White Sands Missile Range. And so Tularosa is the town, and then over here, I mean, missile range. I mean, you get no neighbors. No one to. It's not like they're ever going to complain about anything. Do whatever you want over here. So as we keep zooming in, there's a road that comes out of town called Tule Gate Road. This looks like one of the main gates to get into the missile range, or one of the main roads. And there's a gate over here. It's probably called Tule Gate. And then as soon as it goes into the missile range, it changes to WSMRP Route 6. So it's probably White Sands Missile Range, whatever, Public Route 6. Beats me. So let's flip over to satellite view. You can see this area. There's farming over here. There's a couple different stream beds. And there's the town, Tularosa. So we're off on the side of town. Here's the gate over here. Here's some little roads, 2 tracks. There's somebody living on this piece of land here. Some little tracks that go back in a couple different areas heading over this way. And this is the area of the property. So I'm going to click on this and we'll pull up the listing. I'm asking $9,999, and we're in Otero County, New Mexico. And I wanted to show you a couple things about the market and zoning and stuff, but let's look at the location a little bit first, because I think that's going to be one of the biggest questions. So we pull this up in Google Maps. It's a little more interactive. We zoom in on it. You can see there's I don't know if this road here is on the missile base or on a private property, but there's another little trail here next to it. I'm kind of guessing this better looking trail is on the missile base, and then this cruddier looking trail is on the private property that's not taken care of as well. So I'm guessing you just pull over here and take one of these 2 tracks up yonder, and then cut over. Maybe cut over this, like parallel with this fence line, or cut up and over and down, and just figure out how to get to the property from there. And then you can build yourself a longer driveway. There's a 2 track here. Looks like you could go up this way and over. There's 2 tracks over here. I mean, this one looks like an even better driveway. You go up that way and over, or maybe even up here and over. Or these are some houses over here, so maybe you want to stay away from them. Looks like there might even be a trailer or something up here too. Maybe that's how maybe this trail goes to that guy. So let's look at Tule Gate Road. There's power lines. This road has power lines going along it. I don't think the street view works right up to the gate, but we can get pretty close. So you just got a little barbed wire fence along the side of the road. It's a paved road. There's a power line. This was taken in May of 2009, so it's been a while since street view's been down this road. There's probably not a whole lot of demand for it. You can see the gate up there, and you can see the pull over here. So just pull over and then drive up that way to the property. The property's out yonder, and so you're going to see some mountain ranges off in the distance. to the east. To the west, I mean, it's a long ways over on the other side of the missile range. You're maybe even in the missile range or some mountain ranges. To the south, it's just wide open country. But to the east is the main topography off in the horizon. There's some of these bushes on the land, and there's some tufts of grass coming through. So it's probably not that hard to drive on this kind of land if you just pick your path, start driving on it. As one shopper told me, just drag a telephone pole behind your truck and you got yourself a driveway. I thought that was a good way to do it. So that's the area. So if we drive down here, we could probably see how to get over there a little bit better. Let's see. So here's your neighbor's driveway. Let's take a look at that. So they've got a gate. Got a power line going out to a shed building thing on a truck maybe. Maybe you could ask them if there's one way or another that they prefer to drive around their property to get to your property. See if they even answer the door, or if they're living there, or if it's vacant or what. And yeah, it just looks like there's a sign that someone took down. But if we cruise along this road, I think there's going to be some other trails that cut in along here. And you almost bring some barbed wire with you and some wire cutters. Make some loops, chop some wire, drive through, put the loops back over the post on your way out. Here's a corner post. Looking at it from the sky, it looked like there might be some 2 tracks going in this way. It doesn't look like it's very well used 2 tracks. Maybe more of like property line inspection 2 tracks than access 2 tracks. I'm not sure. This is 2009. I mean, that's like 8 years ago or something. So it could totally change since then. This is pretty old data. Is there a sign there? Hey, for sale. Where's that? So the property in front here. Wonder how much they're asking for that property. But yeah, any one of these little trails headed over there could be a good way to get at the property. Maybe knock on some of these doors and ask people if anyone cares about passing through, or if there's anyone in the area to talk to or to know. These people got a for sale sign out front too. You got a nice looking house. Power lines and wide open country. So from here, how do we get to, I wanted to see Tularosa. You know, 5 miles to downtown. I think there's a Walmart in Tularosa, or what's the closest one? Probably take you to Alamogordo. Yeah. There's a Walmart Supercenter in Alamogordo. 27-minute drive, like 19-mile shot down there. There's probably a grocery store in Tularosa. Well, Google's closest grocery they're finding is Alamogordo. See if they got a high school. Yeah, there's Tularosa High School. So if they got a high school, I'm sure they got a middle school, elementary school. So your kids would be going to school like 5 miles away. And yeah, it's just a little town. They probably got libraries and parks and stuff. Yeah, here's the high school. Here's the town. And they got a Subway. Here's a post office. A couple restaurants. Some churches. Ice cream. The bank. You know, just the basics. Chevron, just gas station, Dollar General. So it's a little town. It's a growing town. This is Lowe's? Hey, look at that. There's a Lowe's too. So you can get your building supplies in town there as well. That's not the Lowe's I'm thinking of. Lowe's Market. I was thinking Lowe's like Walmart or not. I was thinking Home Depot and Lowe's, but that's some other kind of market. I think it's too small of a town for a Lowe's, but there's probably Home Depot or Lowe's in Alamogordo. And then that's the property. So I wanted to show. We just looked at that. Here's property line. So here's a property line. Here's the property that has the power line going to the little building in front of it. And I think that one's shaped like this. So it might make sense if you're driving up this way to drive around and come in the north, go around their property. Or if you're driving up this border, maybe then take the back side of their property and over, or up and over to cut through these properties, like Rhonda Bailey and Sharon something. The person in the front is Morley Slotweldel, and this one I think that was for sale, Larry and Teresa Van Winkle. This one looked like it was for sale too. Wish that it would just stay up, not flash. You might have to pause the screen. Tyson, Catherine. So that's what we're looking at in the area. Behind it is Kenneth Owens. I mean, he's got to have a way to get to his property as well. You might be able to come in from the back or different ways if you can't get in from the front. Looks like there's a street over here. Derbyshire Road. If you go out to the end of that, I don't know if you can get through there or not. Looks like there's a wash in the way. Might make it a mess. But so that's the property. That's where we're at. That's what we're talking about. And I pull up some pictures of White Sands National Monument. Look at this. No wonder they call it White Sands. You can go sledding on it. I mean, beautiful vistas. Just a classic national monument kind of thing. Get that. Some geothermal action going on. Then I pulled up the missile range. They got tourists and tourist stuff to see. And look at the mountains in the background of that thing. Those are probably the mountains you can see off yonder from the property. It's probably a bunch of military personnel that would like a place to live. One side of the base or the other. Look at that thing. White Sands Test Facility. Interesting looking place. Look at the mountains on that. Those are some beautiful mountains. Bunch of old junk. So that's the White Sands. I wanted to show you, if you don't mind, I wanted to pull up the market on Otero County. I put too many R's in there. Otero County, New Mexico. And if we do, let's do 4 acres and up. And let's do price. Here's Tularosa. Let's check out the Tularosa area. Price low to high. There's this one. It's the cheapest one in the market. 5 acres, $9,999. The next one is really $18,000 for 5 acres. $25,000 for 5 acres. Someone bought this one, 10 acres for $26,000. 10,000 or 10 acres for $26,000. $30,000 for 5 acres. People are buying it. So $10,000 for 5 acres, you'd think it would work. The other thing I wanted to show you is the planning and zoning in Otero County. Otero County, New Mexico. Did I do too many R's again? Sorry. Otero. Otero County, New Mexico. if I can spell, Otero County Planning, Zoning, Otero County, New Mexico. This is my favorite zoning. It says zoning. Otero County has no zoning or licensing requirements. However, restricted covenants, deed restrictions, county ordinances, or the regulations of other government entities may apply. Certain areas of the county may fall under review by other governing bodies in the case of blah blah extraterritorial jurisdiction, but currently there is not zoning in Otero County. So if you got land that's not in the city, the only rules that really apply to you are like national and state level rules about what you can build and what you can do and that kind of thing. So if your neighbor's a missile range and the county's got no planning and zoning, you can basically do whatever the heck you want. I think that's one of the best things about this property. You can do whatever you want. And I wish the rest of the country were that way. You know, this county has no zoning. That's the way it should be. That's like makes everything so much easier. This is Luke Smith with ruralvacantland.com, bringing you another cheap, easy property. You can just go to my website and check out, wherever it went, ruralvacantland.com. I'll put a link below, so you can go there, check out, buy this property, $9,999. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.